So I'll share that with you when it comes out. But one of my passions and just seeing my mom as a landlord is people looking at being a landlord as not a hobby or a second job, but looking at it as a business.
Hmm.
The minute that you change your mindset to it being a business, the more lucrative it can be for you versus it being something that, like you kind of fell into because the loan officer said, hey, get a multifamily and you can increase your income and you can earn, you can get a bigger house.
Hmm.
Looking at it as a business. So working on that and hopefully to have it out in the fall where we can educate people about the process.
That's awesome. And then I know some people are even scared to be a landlord, or they're not scared, but they don't want to be because they're like, oh, I don't want to deal with tenants calling me and dealing with problems and issues, blah, blah, blah. I just want to worry about myself. But obviously, like you said, like as a business, like it could be very lucrative, it could be very rewarding. So,
Yes, and if some, I mean, you can also hire a property manager, but even if you hire a property manager, it's still a business because now you hired somebody to do the work, which is great, but you still got to manage them to make sure that they're doing the work accordingly, right?
mhm.
So people, and I got this idea from just watching my mom, but also when I was doing foreclosure prevention, a lot of homeowners were just not equipped to be landlords. Some people were just paying their tenants' utility bills, and it got them to a point where they weren't able to pay their mortgage because the utility bill was so high. They had paying light for somebody, the electricity. Summertime's here, and the person is living in like a central air apartment where they left their air conditioner on all day while they're at work, so that when they get home, it's nice and cool. But
Mhm.
the owner's paying for that. So so that to me is like, okay, how do you really manage this so that you can have more money in your pocket and still have good tenants and still manage the property?
Absolutely.